What's up guys, Joey here for Tech, and Samsung's long line of A-series devices this year includes this phone, the A20. And for a sub 10,000 peso price, it's actually looking pretty good. You get an ultra-wide rear camera, a huge battery life, and even One UI. Design-wise, despite being on the lower end of the A-series, it's pretty hefty at 169 grams. The back is made of this glossy polycarbonate material that gives off a little glare to give the impression of glass, but it looks and feels more like plastic, especially with this black variant. We get dual 13 plus 5 megapixel lenses and a fingerprint scanner also at the back, which might be a little hard to reach for smaller hands. Up front, we get a small notch that Samsung calls an Infinity V display. It serves as the home for the 8 megapixel front camera and the call speaker. Looking at the 6.4-inch screen, we get some slim top and side bezels plus a slightly thicker chin. We get a Super AMOLED panel, which is great, though only at a resolution of 1560 by 720. But in any case, the viewing experience is still clear with punchy colors, decent viewing angles, plus the screen can get really bright. Even at 80% brightness, it's usable outdoors. And since we do get that Super AMOLED screen, blacks are deep, so when you turn on this phone's dedicated night mode, it looks pretty nice. Anyway, let's wrap up design. On the right are the volume rocker and power button, which all feel normally clicky, while on the left is a triple card slot for 2 nano SIMs and a micro SD card. There is no dedicated Bixby button on the left side, thank God. And finally at the bottom, we have the headphone jack, main microphone, loudspeaker, and a USB Type-C port. Nice. So for audio, since I already mentioned the loudspeaker, it comes out loud and crisp, and it's pretty standard for what we commonly get for a phone at this price range. The A20 has a built-in Dolby Atmos feature to enhance sound when using headphones, and it works pretty well. And for software, the A20 runs on Android 9 Pie skinned with One UI, which we've been huge fans of since it launched with the S10 series. Powering the A20 is an Exynos 7884 chipset with a Mali G71 MP2 GPU and 3GB of RAM. Performance is just average. While basic tasks and navigation are snappy, it slows down a little bit when multitasking or loading up new apps when you already have a lot open in the background. Our benchmark results are around what we expect from a phone of this caliber. Now, playing games such as PUBG Mobile or Mobile Legends are doable as they run fairly smooth at even the highest settings. However, it's a bummer that Mobile Legends high frame rate mode is not supported on this phone. When it comes to security, both face unlock and the fingerprint scanner work, but they're kinda slow at times. It takes a whole 1 or 2 seconds before it recognizes my face or fingerprint, and the facial recognition struggles in low light conditions. One of the A20's highlights is a huge 4000 mAh battery with 15-watt fast charging. In our PC Mark battery test, we got a total of 12 hours and 16 minutes. I was expecting it to last much longer than it did, but it's redeemed in our standard video loop test, which yielded a massive result of 23 hours of playback. For charging, to get from 20% to 100%, it took an hour and 45 minutes, which is faster than other entry or mid-range phones with a similar battery capacity. Now for cameras, you get a 13 plus 5 megapixel setup at the back and an 8 megapixel front shooter. Generally, the rear shooters provide excellent quality photos with decent sharpness and good color accuracy under sufficient natural lighting. Having a wide angle lens is also a real plus. For low light shots, the images are usable with minimal noise and lights aren't as blown out. However, the wide angle lens struggles in these situations as photos are grainy and muddy. Now for selfies, the photos are okay, but sometimes highlights tend to be overblown even with decent lighting conditions, and under low light, they can look washed out. The A20 can record videos up to 1080p at 30 FPS. While quality and color reproduction is good, we lack any sort of stabilization, which is a bummer. So be sure to use a tripod or try your best to keep a steady hand. So let's wrap this up. For 9,990 pesos, the A20 is a capable entry-level smartphone overall. It's got a big Super AMOLED display, albeit the 720p resolution. It's got decent performance and cameras. You get a wide-angle lens too, great battery life, you get One UI, and a cherry on top, USB Type-C with fast charging. Some caveats include the slow fingerprint scanner and face unlock, and the lackluster design. It's a decent phone, and I guess if you're a fan of Samsung and One UI, I guess I can get behind it and give it a recommendation, but for this price range, there are other options like the Realme 3 and Redmi Note 7 that will be able to provide more in the areas of performance and camera quality. Alright, so that wraps up our full review of the Samsung Galaxy A20. Let me know what you guys think about this phone in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, please do drop a like, subscribe to our channel for more content, hit that bell icon so you don't miss any future uploads, and be sure to visit yugatech.com for the latest tech news and reviews. This has been Joey. This has been the Samsung Galaxy A20. And I'll see you in the next one.